Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? Caught in a podcast. No escape from pop culture. Open your eyes. Look up to the skies and see. Oh, it's the Neon Nightcast podcast. Uh, I'm just a poor boy. My name is Michael Thrax.
I just killed a man.
I just killed a man.
Garrett say agree.
And the man that needs no sympathy. My brother, Eric, Dr. Soybean.
Thank you, or as I like to call the two of you, the Cal Hockley and Spicer Lovejoy to my Jack Dawson.
Well,
I feel like those are authors. Am I right?
You're way off, sir.
Well, shit. All right.
As brutal as that intro was, tonight's episode is about music. You get it? Because it's like the lyrics. Is like
I hope they get it.
It's
It's either going to be about music or Queen. I hope they got something like that.
Oh, we could do a Queen cast.
Unless they're like 12 years old, they probably got it.
Yeah. I mean, even now, I think Bohemian Rhapsody is still like one of the songs that just persists through all time.
I feel like children are born knowing the lyrics to that song.
Kind of like how everybody's born seeing the Wizard of Oz at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You naturally like know how to like swim and stuff, kind of. I can't swim.
No,
but...
like adults, there are adults that can't swim.
I can't swim. I sink like a stone. But like I don't know. Like there's videos of people like putting newborn babies into like pools and they can like swim, and it's freaky, man.
Well, you forget at some point and have to learn it again.
Yeah. So babies are born. Maybe they forget the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, but they know it at birth.
At some point, somebody's pissed up uncle will sing it at a wedding or something, and then they know it again.
Yeah.
The doctor pulls the baby out and just starts whispering the lyrics into their ear.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about music tonight. Music is. How would you describe music, Garrett?
Without music, life would be a mistake. That's a quote by Friedrich Nietzsche.
Music is
a philosopher.
Okay. Music is an interesting thing. It's like it's universal. Like every culture ever, early culture, society or whatever made it.
Well,
just
also
like alcohol.
Yeah.
And I was gonna bring up that any other subject we've ever talked about on this show, whether it's related to movies, TV, video games, comics, anime, whatever, there's always going to be people out there who don't like any of it. But have you ever in your life met a person who doesn't like any music? I don't think they exist.
There, like one time at the summer camp I worked at, a girl was like, I don't really listen to music. And we were like, well, what genre? And she was like, classic rock, I guess. But like, it's not that she didn't like music, right? Like, it's like, no, I refuse to listen to any form of music, right? Like, it's...
Right, like, okay, some people, maybe they don't ever really put music on of their own volition, but if they're out somewhere and they hear music, there's probably some that they like and some that they don't like. I think it's probably impossible to find anybody that would say they hate all music.
Yeah, because, seriously, though, like, music just adds flavor to life.
Yeah.
I try and imagine a world without music. Like all the time, just music. Whenever you're out walking, working out, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and without music, seems pretty fucking dull.
Yeah. No, like if I walk to work, I listen to music. When I'm closing down at night, I put music on, and if I didn't, I would go insane. It'd be so boring.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard a video game soundtrack in years because usually when I'm playing video games, I've always got music playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, come on. Some of those OSTs are amazing.
Oh, I'm not denying that.
Yeah, Sometimes games have great soundtracks. It's just I want to listen to what I want to listen to.
So boys, my question for you to start off this tonight's podcast is what would be your definitive genre? Like if you had a gun to your head and he was going to kill you unless you gave an honest answer, what genre of music like defines you?
Oh God. I feel like I would fuck, I don't know. Like 80s music is fucking great. Like on Spotify, there's some nights where I'm just like grinding out a game or something and I'm just listening to the 80s radio on Spotify.
Well, we're in agreement about that, man.
80s is great. I like the
But
80s.
but but like is 80s a genre in itself?
No, it isn't. It isn't. I was gonna bring that up.
Whoa. Like, I think you could put 80s as a
No,
genre.
no.
Okay.
Eric is very strict about that.
Because
Well, I think when you generally talk about 80s, you're talking about 80s like synth pop.
synth pop is definitely a huge part of the 80s, but there's also new wave. There's also 80s funk. If you're going into European stuff, there's Italo. You can also include hair metal as a big part of the sound of the 80s. There's 80s
Fuck
rock.
hair metal. All right.
I don't like hair metal either. I'm just saying that it's a part of the 80s music scene.
He's
All right, Eric.
talking
What
about
would your genre be then?
yeah. What would your genre be, Mister Technical?
Well, see, I can't pick one. But
Well, then
if
your
I'm
head
saying
just got blown apart.
my favorite, what are you talking about?
He's got a gun to your head, man.
Well, okay, I would have to say, if you really force me to choose, I don't know if I could choose between synth pop or new wave.
Yeah.
But if you really force me to choose, I guess I'd have to say new wave.
Wrong answer.
How's that a wrong answer?
No, I'm kidding.
Um.
Do you want me to go, Garrett?
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay. For me, typically, I like almost everything. I typically lean towards more not upbeat, more, I guess, faster kind of music, more quote unquote hard music. But depending on the day, it's either rap or like hardcore or like metal.
So you just didn't pick one either. You said
Okay, gun to my head.
We're all dying.
Gun to my head, I think I'd have to go with metal. Hardcore.
But then there's like 9,000 different variations of metal. So you're just gonna say umbrella.
I'm saying
metal.
hardcore.
Okay.
Is that a technical enough answer?
I'll accept that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So whenever I was growing up, I grew up in like fucking rural Texas. So all that was on the radio was like, yeah, it was fucking country and like classic rock.
Oh, dude, we grew up in Keswick. That was country and classic rock too, bro.
No, this is like super uber pro American country.
Oh, right. Yeah, you showed us that guy once.
Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic.
What was his name?
Toby Keith.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy guy.
Go on.
Anyway, so I grew up just listening to like country until like third or fourth grade, and then I got kind of into like heavy metal, and I've always liked heavy metal ever since. So I'd say that heavy metal would be my favorite band, but I will listen to literally anything.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening to blues lately. I've been listening to like country. I listen to anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because there are definitely genres that I don't like the majority of, but even in those genres, I can usually find something that I like. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
I don't like pop country, like the new country. I don't like. I like the old country, like some Tim McGraw and George Strait.
see, pop country is brutal. It's just like, I love my truck and my wife and my dog and a beer.
I mean, you could say classic countries like that too, though. But
but classic country like Conway Twitty.
yeah, Conway Twitty.
Conway
It's more,
Twitty.
See, classic
see,
country is closer to like blues kind of
Yeah.
music. It's like kind of deep, depressing, like Johnny Cash. I love Johnny Cash.
Conway Twitty, man, like say what you will, but that motherfucker can sing. Like he's got an amazing fucking voice.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta give him that.
He's amazing. I love him. I liked him before he was a meme from Family Guy.
That was where I learned of fucking Conway Twitty was
I
Family
only I knew him through our father, cause like he would play in this country band, and they would play his songs sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, our dad, he used to play in a rock band and then switched to country later on, so we heard a lot
I
of.
feel like he was forced into the country, but
Well, it's because of where he was living at the time. There was nobody playing rock music, so he kind
yeah,
of just went with it.
like okay, like yeah, probably country wasn't as big where we grew up, where you were, Garrett, but like oh my god, the country was brutal. Like okay, like the
The
other day,
keys in the mailbox, come
come
on
on in.
in.
The other day, like someone at work was like, "Can I listen to my music?" So I'm like, "Okay, yeah, connect to my Bluetooth speaker." You know, I don't care. I get tired. I get tired of my music, right? And they put on country, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like I definitely was more accepting of it now because I used to absolutely hate it. But it's like I think country is the only genre that I just would not ever put on to
Right.
listen to.
See, for me, and this puts me at odds with 99% of the population in our age range, but I really don't like the majority of rap and hip hop. Just not my thing. It's never done it for me. But at the same time, then there's some. I like a couple of rappers from the '80s, and I like. I've heard some lo-fi instrumental hip hop, which is a really good type of music to just kind of chill out to. Um,
What about
so
Lil
yeah.
Dicky? You like some Lil Dicky art?
Oh no, I hate that douchebag.
What the? What is so good?
Yeah, Lil Dicky's fucking great.
I
I,
don't
I
think
I
don't,
don't.
you know. I don't think he knows.
I know who he is. I know who. What do you think? I know who he is.
Well, name it. What's a song?
I don't know the names of any of his songs, but I know his like smarmy little face, and I don't like him.
you don't you don't like him based on his face, right? Not his music.
Uh,
He's so
it's
good.
not my thing. Not my thing.
All right. Should we get into our top bands now?
I was just gonna bring it up.
All
What a
right.
coinky dink. What a little coinkadink there.
So we
We
all.
think so
So
alike.
we're gonna do like how we did the anime episode. If you haven't watched that, feel free to watch that one too. Uh, we're just gonna go around in a circle and we're just gonna name off bands. We're gonna talk about them and so on and so forth. So how
You
about
say that a lot.
so on and so forth?
Yeah.
Do
Anyways, go on.
I feel like I probably do say it a lot. Okay, like who wants to start us off? Let's see a raise a
I
hand.
can.
There you
I'm
go.
raising my hand.
There you go, Gary. You start us off.
So the first band I have in here is Gorillas.
Ooh,
You
baby.
know,
Ooh, baby. That was one I wanted to bring up, but I let you bring it up.
yeah. So Damon Albarn is the guy that, like writes all the music and gets all the collaborations with different artists. And then there's an animator. I'm not sure about the animator's name because he's the animator that animated the band. So Gorillas is four fictional characters: Murdoch, Tootie, Noodle, and Russell.
Mm,
And they're just, I don't know, like their music is so unique.
yeah.
I feel like there's no other band that produces sounds like them.
So if another band released an album, all the songs would be basically the same genre. Where Gorillaz albums, it's like how do you put them into a genre?
Yeah, because like
Well,
all their music is so different.
according to Wikipedia, and we'll see if you guys agree with this or not, they're alternative rock, electronica, trip hop, alternative hip hop, and rap rock.
I would agree with most of those.
Yeah.
They sound pretty accurate. Um, but so my favorite album from Gorillaz is Demon Days, which came
Mm.
out in 2005. It has like the most hits, Feel Good Inc., Dare, the We're the Last Living Souls. And
Yeah.
that song just like gets me every time because it's so good. And then even like Kids with Guns, like all these songs
Kids
are
with
so great.
guns. Yeah.
Like all these songs stick out in my head
I
whenever I just see like the title.
I really like Demons Days, but I think I'd give it to Plastic Beach.
Yeah, Plastic Beach was great too.
What'd you think
Um,
of the new album?
the new album I thought was mostly good. There's a couple songs in there
Yeah,
that I didn't
mostly
like at
good.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mostly
like there's a
good.
couple songs I didn't like at first, but the more I listened to it, the more they grew on me, and I was just like, all right, this is all right.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite album they've done.
Were
It's definitely
you
good.
disappointed with like the time it took for it to come
Um, I mean, they didn't announce that they were releasing it for a long time, and then whenever they announced it, it came out relatively quickly, I would say,
out? It took
within
a
like
year.
a year, right?
They said 2016 was going to be the year of the Gorillas, and then the album came out
Oh
2017.
yeah, came out fucking April. I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess they were just kind of thrown off by some things.
The previous album before it, I wasn't a big fan of. I like this album a lot more, but
Wait, I thought it was Plastic Beach and then Humans.
no, there was one
That's
in
what I
between
remember.
the two.
There was one.
I'm forgetting the name of it.
All right, well,
Dude,
anyway, my favorite song from Gorillaz is Clint Eastwood.
yeah, of course.
It's not from the Demon Days albums, from like their first self-titled album, but like Clint Eastwood is so good.
The Fall. The Fall, 2011. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood probably. Clint Eastwood, and like this is so generic because this is their hits, but that's just to say how good those songs are. Clint Eastwood, Feel Good, and Melancholy Beach.
Oh, Melancholy Beach, yeah, that one's great too.
Just a great song.
Um, shall we move on?
Yeah,
Eric,
Hallelujah Money is garbage.
or
I'll just say
Michael.
that.
Yeah,
Let's.
Hallelujah Money is pretty bad. That was like, cause okay, one second.
Yeah,
That was the first song they
they
fucking released off
released.
this album, and it's probably the
Oh,
worst song
dude,
on the
I
album.
remember that day.
I was
I wake
so
up.
fucking disappointed,
I
like
find
whenever I
out
heard
that
that.
yeah, like oh they released this new song. It's like a sneak peek. It's like anti-Trump and blah 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 bullshit. So I was like, okay, like hell yeah, here we go, here we go. I put it on and like my smile just like slowly turning into a
Oh,
frown.
yeah, it was so bad. So, what's your favorite song off the new album?
Uh, See, at first I would have said "Let Me Out," which is great, but I think I'm gonna have to say "She's My Caller."
Okay, so I I think I actually feel the exact same way as you. Like, Let Me Out was so good. Like, I
It's
think that was my yeah, that
amazing.
was absolutely my favorite song
Yeah.
when it first came out. But then now, She's My Caller is like I said, the more I listened to it, the more I like found more the songs that I liked.
Also, Saturn bars.
Saturn Bars, yeah, that one's pretty great too.
So, but let's move on. Let's get into Eric. What's your first band you're gonna bring up there, little guy?
Well, mine are, by the way, in no particular order. So I think I'll start with Boards of Canada. And they're a duo
Mm.
of two brothers from Scotland who make electronic music.
Whoa, whoa.
But
From Scotland,
yeah, yes,
and it's called Boards of Canada.
yes, it's a reference to the name is a reference to the educational films produced by the National Film Board of Canada.
Interesting.
Uh, so, anyways, they make electronic music, but it's not dance music. It's what they call down tempo and IDM, which stands for intelligent dance music. It's basically music that's kind of trippy and weird. And it's one of those things I feel like anybody I've ever tried to introduce Boards of Canada to, people either love it or they hate it. It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
Also, as if you're a fan of Boards of Canada, you have to be extremely patient because they work really, really hard to get their albums exactly the way they want them. So it's usually a very long wait between them. They've basically made 4 albums. The first was in 1998. Music Has the Right to Children. That's probably my favorite. The second was Geo Gadai in 2002. Another really good album. Then in 2005, they released the Campfire Head Phase, which is probably my least favorite because it seemed like with that album, they were trying to be more radio friendly and release some songs that would get mainstream airplay, which is not what you want when you're listening to Boards of Canada. But then their most recent album, Tomorrow's Harvest in 2013, was returning to their roots, and yeah, I think it's a lot better than the one that preceded it. So that's about all I can say about BOC as they're called. Other than that, if you want to listen to them,
Bach. Sorry.
Bach.
Bach,
I get it.
I would.
It.
Other than that, if you want to listen to Boards of Canada and get an idea of what they kind of sound like, I would recommend you listen to two songs. You can find both on YouTube. One is called Pete Standing Alone. Listen to three songs. Listen to Pete Standing Alone, XYZ, and Olson, Olson, and you'll get an idea of what they're about.
Well, I was going to ask you to recommend a song, but then you beat me to it.
Then I recommended three, so there you go.
Oh, how do you like that, huh? So also, I'm going to start with my favorite band of all time, but no particular order after that kind of thing. But the first one I want to talk about, it's really important to me, is Slipknot.
Slipknot.
I got into Slipknot.
That's the only song I know from Slipknot.
I got really into Slipknot when I was in high school because how do I say this without being like an edgy teenager? I had a lot of
tragic life events.
I had a couple of people really close to me passed away, and I was going through a lot of shit. And I was listening to bands like Bush and like Nirvana and like Rise Against, and my main band at that point was Bush X, and I just was like, I need something heavier. So people were like, listen to this, like Lamb of God or Slayer, and it didn't like click with me. But then I heard Slipknot, and it was like all of a sudden I wasn't alone. And it's real. I feel like really like not cringy saying this, but like because it was so long ago. But it just they really helped, and like I really got into them. Like I had shirts, I grew out my hair, but
dude, you used to wear a Slipknot hoodie like 24/7. I remember that.
Yeah. I would just like that's all I did was listen to Slipknot for like years, or not years, like 2 years, and I remember my friends would always like make fun of me because they're like, "Oh, you're just too into it, blah blah blah. They suck," and I'd be like, they're really helping me. I'm sorry, like what the fuck, like it's just a band.
I have to justify my preferences.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
you do.
like
Your music's shit. Mine is better. Listen to what I listen to.
Slipknot is like a very just. They're so good. First of all, they're amazing. Like they're absolutely fantastic. Their first album and their third album, the self-titled, and then the third one is called Volume 3. Just those are my two favorite albums, and I saw them live in concert last summer, and I was like giddy. I was like grabbing my buddy and like screaming, and I was like getting into it, man. Like, and I'm not one to get super like emotional or like into things, so that's just like I don't know. I was so happy to finally see them live.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, maybe one day one of the members will listen to this podcast and be like, "Oh, good.
Oh, hey, let's
someone.
use him. Let's make him our groupie or not groupie.
There's 9 of them, man. I can't handle that much, man.
I meant part of their entourage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike might like being their groupie.
I,
Who
I don't.
knows?
I don't think I could handle one man. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Just thank you, boys.
Oh, that's sweet. All right, so I guess it's my turn again. My
Yes,
second
sir.
band is a band I've been listening to for over a decade.
What's it gonna be?
Listening to them since like third or fourth grade.
Okay.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, that's a band
It
I like.
like they were the first my first experience into like heavy metal and like rock. And I don't know, like I've always loved them. Even like after I got out of rock, like I'm not like huge into a lot of rock anymore or like heavy metal like they are anymore. But I continue to listen to them just because I like them so much
Well, what's interesting is they're not so much metal either.
anymore, I
Either.
guess.
Yeah, I don't know what I would call their newest stuff, but it's definitely not like metal. Like a couple of songs are heavy, but a lot of it is
Uh
just like really like
Let's see what Wikipedia calls them.
yeah.
Uh,
Wikipedia says oh go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
heavy metal, progressive metal, hard rock, metalcore, and in brackets next to that one it says early. So apparently they stopped doing metalcore.
Yeah, because like their early albums, it was kind of screamo, like half screamo, half sing, screamo, sing
yeah.
screamo, something like that. And then,
The guy fucked up his voice.
yeah, Matt Shadows or whatever the fuck his name is.
He actually
Had,
fucked up his voice.
yeah, he had to have surgery on his vocal cords, so they
Jesus.
just stuck to singing after that. And I don't know, this band, it's always been there for me. It's
It,
always something I could listen to and enjoy.
yeah, like my favorite album by them is City of Evil. That's
Uh,
a.
that one is great, but I think I like their self-title more.
But if you, yeah, really good. But if you played someone, um, like Unholy Confession, and then show them like Brompton Cocktail, like
Yeah.
they would be like, is this the same band? I'm confused.
And then like Little Piece of Heaven. Okay, so if you don't know Little Piece of Heaven, that was one of the first songs that I listened to from Avenged Sevenfold. And the first time I listened to it, I also watched the music video. Music video is so fucking out there. It's so fucking weird.
I don't think I've even seen
But
it.
all right, it's pretty fucking weird. But like it's an 8 minute song. This was the first time. Remember, I fucking listened to country and shit. This is the first
Yeah.
time I ever heard a song that was that long, and I fucking
Heard an
loved that.
epic.
Yeah, it was
See,
wonderful.
that's.
Next epic I would listen to would be Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean,
First
yeah,
time.
Avenged Sevenfold, like they've always I don't know what to say about Avenged Sevenfold. It's
It's
just great.
crazy that you said. Sorry, I cut you off there, but fuck. Um, you said like grade 3 or 4 or whatever. Like that song came out when I was in high school. The
That I mean,
We're all different ages here.
I know
I
it's
mean,
just.
I was in fifth grade when that song came out,
Oh,
so
okay.
but their self-titled, sorry, not their self-titled, their first and second album, which I never really listened to their first album a whole lot. I wasn't really into like the like metalcore, like it said that was early.
Yeah.
I mostly listened to their second album until their next two came out because I remember Unholy Confessions, dude. That was my favorite fucking
Oh
song
my god, it's
by
so
them.
good. It's so good, man.
Yeah, and but now in their newest album, "Hail to the King." My new favorite song is a song called "Acid Rain." It's actually the last song on the album, and
Acid Rain.
"Acid Rain." It's so fucking good. It just I don't know why I like it. I think it's because it's kind of mellow, but it
Yeah.
has some nice hardcore sections in it too.
I'd have to go with Bat Country or Bind It in Chains.
Yeah, see, Bad Country was such a good song too.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh man, like all these, there's so many songs I can think of that are just great
Yeah.
on like Nightmare. fucking
Yep.
Danger, or not Dangerland. Dangerland's good, but Buried Alive is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all these songs. Sevenfold, just a fucking great band. And rip the Rev.
Yeah.
I was sad.
Slipknot's a band that had a member die too.
Yeah, see, whenever the Rev died, it was really sad.
Yeah, it was
'Cause,
pretty
like,
sad.
he was, because then they have that song in Nightmare album, which was the last album he was a part of, called Fiction. And it's like Matt Shadows talking to the Rev after he died. It's pretty sad.
That is sad. But let's move on.
But
This is a
yes.
happy place.
All right. So my number 2. I was actually going to do a different one next, but then I realized this was perfect because I'm just putting this together now. My first band I brought up, Boards of Canada, as I said, is 2 brothers from Scotland. And the second one I'll bring up is Strawberry Switchblade, which is 2 chicks from Scotland. But they make new wave music. They were only active in the 80s. They were together for a very short time. They only ever did one self-titled album. But they're very significant because not only were they, I guess, early pioneers of the new wave sound, but when they got together, they decided to make themselves stand out. They were basically going to make themselves a parody of a pop band, and they had this really ridiculous, flamboyant style of dress. And if you Google image search Strawberry Switchblade and see what they look like, they basically started a fashion trend that's still going on in Japan to present day. But specifically about the music, the first album, self-titled album, is just a great 80s new wave album. Garrett, you mentioned.
Chicks.
Yes, you see what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
fashion style, they invented that, man. But Garrett, you would probably like their stuff if you're into 80s music. Uh, Probably best tracks on that album, my absolute favorite is Deep Water, which is just an amazing kind of, I guess, not so upbeat new wave song. It's kind of a sad, melancholy song. Then they have Another Day, which is a very upbeat new wave song. They also have a track called, which I like, which is called Michael Who Walks by Night. So there you go, Mike. That's a song for you when you're walking home from work.
There you go.
It's not about someone being murdered.
I hope not. I don't want to be killed.
No, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But no, you gotta listen to that song when you're walking home at night, man. That's made for you.
Maybe I will, Eric. Maybe I will.
But yeah, that's about all I can say about them, because as I said, they only ever did one album. I think it was actually a beef between the two of them that led them to break up really early. Also, they were never that successful in stateside or Canada. They were basically only really known in UK, and then they were huge in Japan, but never really got success in North America. So that led to friction, and they broke up shortly after their only album was released, which sucks. I'd love to see. I don't know if they're on speaking terms now or not, but they've never done any reunion shows or anything like that. So I would guess there's probably still beef based on that.
Maybe.
But they should do it, man. They should do a reunion.
Maybe they're listening. I'll do.
Maybe they're listening. So if either of you ever listen to this, do a reunion show, because Dr. Soybean from a podcast with 9 subscribers told you to.
All right. Well, to hurry this along, what's another band I wanted to talk about? Let's talk about this one. Hollywood Undead. Hollywood
Greatest
Undead
band ever.
Yeah,
Not really. They're good, but not greatest.
They're like my second favorite band. They're like, I guess you would just call them like what, like rap rock?
Yeah, I think that's the only category that I could think of.
Yeah. I've only seen 3 bands in live: Slipknot, Hollywood Undead, and Iron Maiden. And I can tell you, Hollywood Undead is fucking amazing live. They're hilarious, very high energy. They do other things other than just playing songs. They were amazing.
Do they rub their dicks all over the amplifiers?
No, but they had a kid come up and they were asking him a question and he was trying to like answer it. He'd be like, "Oh, like they're like repeat after me," and he's like, "My favorite thing is," and then they'd cut his mic and then one guy would be like, "Sucking dick," and it was like fucking hilarious because they kept making fun of this kid. But then they gave him
That's
like,
not very nice.
oh, it's all in good fun, and they gave him a shit ton of merch for coming up too. So they're great dudes, man. Like I don't know, they're just such a fucking great band, though, man.
What's your favorite song from them?
Okay, okay,
You
this
can
one's
pick a
really
couple.
hard. Levitate, Coming in
All
Hot,
right, that's great.
Usual Suspects, but I really like Bullet.
All right, and so just another question about them:
Yeah.
Are you a post-deuce or pre-deuce Hollywood and Dan?
Post.
Before we started recording this podcast, I took a wicked deuce.
So I'm actually a fan of this. I like the songs they did with Deuce more than the songs they did after.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of their albums are great. I
Yeah,
think the stuff they're like putting out now is great.
It's
but
hard to say like I like Danny more, but because like everywhere I go and stuff like that, it's just like Deuce was amazing in the band,
yeah,
but
like my favorite song on the album was Black Dahlia. That's like
yeah,
Black Dahlia is
Black
my
Dahlia's
favorite song
amazing.
ever.
Yeah,
And that was on their very first album.
Black Dahlia is fucking great, but I think
That's a reference to a famous murder, by the way. But
yeah,
go on.
Yeah.
that's the lyrics. I just think I prefer Danny, just cause I don't know.
I mean, it's personal preference.
Bullet, Bullet though, I love that song because it's a really upbeat song, Eric, but he's talking about killing himself, and it just like really works well together.
The juxtaposition, as they say.
I also had an idea for a band. It would basically be like a pop singer, like a girl, is what I would have in mind, and she'd be singing like really poppy, but it'd be like hardcore lyrics about like fucking shit up and like partying and stuff.
I feel like that must have been done already. It must have been done.
I just think it'd be fucking awesome. But let's move on.
Gare?
It's my turn. All right, so
Oh, Garrett.
this should be a band everyone's heard of. If you haven't heard of them, then you know what? Like, what have you been doing with your life? Next band is Queen with the legendary
Queen.
Freddie Mercury.
Queen, what the fuck are you talking about?
Queen.
I'm
the
kidding.
band,
I'm kidding.
like-
The joke doesn't work.
It was a joke.
Reference Bohemian Rhapsody.
I know.
in the intro.
Yeah, like Bohemian Rhapsody was like their most popular song probably. I can't think of one that says Queen more than Bohemian Rhapsody. But
Yeah.
I mean, like they released so much shit.
Yeah.
And I remember uh Queen had an album called News of the World and it had that giant like metal guy holding like the members of Queen in his hand. And there's a Family Guy episode where
Yeah.
Brian has that album.
That's what I thought of, but yeah, go on.
And he fucking freaks Stewie out with it all the time. Like Stewie fucking hates this album.
Yeah.
And Brian just like leaves it in Stewie's room to mess with him.
Queen, I
But-
think, is a good example of. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just
no,
going to
go
say
ahead.
that just pure rock, like no progressive rock, not metal, not folk rock, not country, just like straight up rock. That's what I think like defines Queen.
Yeah,
You get what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, they don't fucking do anything fancy with rock. They keep rock the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
And like their top 5 songs are Bohemian Rhapsody, Don't Stop Me Now, Another One Bites the Dust, Under Pressure, We Will Rock You. And if like you haven't heard of any of those, if you haven't heard of all 5 of those songs, then like I don't know what to say because like all of those songs are
Yeah.
such enormous hits.
Yeah.
Like
They're
they're just
used.
feel
all
like
so
they're
big.
used in other pop culture, like.
Well,
daily.
I feel like anyone who's ever been to a sporting event ever has heard "We Will Rock You."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's one of
But
those things where like people probably like know that song and then they'll be like, yeah, that's Queen, and they'll be like, oh, that's Queen.
yeah,
Like they'll
exactly.
know
Like
those
they
songs
won't.
over the band.
Yeah, and it's weird though because like Queen was so big. Like they were the almost as big as the Beatles, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, comparable, I'd say.
yeah, and they're both British bands too, which is funny.
Which like the Beatles, in my opinion, are really fucking overrated.
I would agree with you. I don't want to fucking get haters, but I think the Beatles are overrated. I think
I would agree
I
too.
don't
I don't
like
think
them.
I don't think they're no, I don't think they're bad, but I'd agree with the statement that they're overrated.
yeah, I mean some of the songs are good, but
Yeah,
I like the
I
song
don't know
that they
how they
did.
got that popular.
I like the song they did for the James Bond movie, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what song that is.
I
I'm
don't
not a
know
fan
that
of
one
the Beatles,
either,
so
but
Die Another Day or some shit. Live or Let
yeah,
Live or something. I don't know. I
not
don't know.
ringing a bell.
Anyways,
I think
let's
that
move
might have
on.
just been Paul McCartney. But anyways,
Let's move on.
Yeah, that is Eric, yeah, or Mike.
Eric.
oh,
Garrett.
okay, wow, I was not prepared for that. I was not aware of that. Okay, for my number 3, I'm going to go with Mitch Murder. And Mitch Murder does a style of music called synthwave, which is a pretty new type of music, probably less than a decade old. But it's all about it's synth music made to sound very 80s. If you're familiar with the game, I'm drawing a blank. Please help me. Every song in it is synthwave.
I don't know what. There's 10 million video games.
Garrett, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't like synthwave video game. Trying to think.
Hotline fucking.
Oh,
Oh,
Hotline
Hotline
Miami?
Miami.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
Oh.
That was
So
a fun game. It had one of the best soundtracks ever.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with the soundtrack of that game, that's synthwave. And I knew I wanted to include a synthwave band on my list. There's a lot of good ones. Sunglasses Kid, Miami Nights '84, Christine, who does a lot of, I guess, compilations with other artists, including Mitch Murder. But if I had to pick one, I'd go with Mitch Murder. Very, very good synthwave. There's a guy on YouTube who makes absolutely amazing music videos to go with his songs.
I've seen you post those. Yeah, yeah.
You have seen some of them
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
I've showed you some of them.
Yeah.
Television is a really good one. A couple of the compilations he did with Christine are really good. All Right is one of them. I can't believe I'm blanking so hard right now. All Right, Feel the Air is a really good one.
Can you feel the
Love tonight.
Not Lion King, sir. Eye of the Storm is another great one. That one has a great video featuring clips from the movies Network, They Live, and Death Wish 2. That's on YouTube. Mitch Murder, Eye of the Storm. So yeah, I don't know if you're into like the whole 80s vibe, you would definitely like synthwave. And if you've ever played Hotline Miami, you're already familiar with what it is.
I think you meant to say Mitch Murder.
What are you talking about?
You said you would like synthwave.
Well, yeah, I'm saying you would like the genre in general.
Oh.
But Mitch Murder is probably what I would pick as my favorite example of it.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, Michael?
My next one, I think I'm just gonna narrow it down to one album, and this is the best album, the best rap album ever produced, ever made, and that is 2001, The Chronic.
There is so much
by Dr. Dre, and it featured a hell of a lot of people, but the ones that come to my head are Snoop Dogg, Eminem,
Exhibit,
yep.
Hitman,
sure.
Eminem.
I said that.
Oh, okay.
That album is fucking amazing. You can put it on and listen from it to beginning to start, no problem. Every song is a banger. It's iconic. It's 2001,
the best album to just smoke weed to.
Just fucking roll up a doobie, put it in your mouth and smoke it. You know, other weed references.
Hey, if Eminem was Canadian, do you think he would have called himself Smarty?
Eric, oh man, you know, just killing it tonight, man.
We have Smarties in the States too.
Oh,
I thought those were Canadian only for some reason.
No. So no, they have Smarties, Eric, but we call them Rockets.
Oh yeah. What you guys call Smarties, we call Rockets. What we call Smarties are similar to M&Ms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
When you come up to Canada, we'll buy a box and we'll share it.
I don't want to. I fucking hate Smarties.
You don't know what they are.
Yeah, you've never had a Smartie.
I hate Rockets.
Okay, but they're more like M&Ms. Rockets. They're chocolate.
Okay, I don't want a box of Rockets is all I'm saying.
Anyways, 2001 The Chronic. Dr. Dre, it's fantastic. I don't know.
And you're probably the only.
You're from there.
What's the difference?
Right,
Xxplosive
is still DRE.
I'm drawing so many blanks. I'm failing.
You're probably the only person who's listened to that album who's never smoked weed in his life. By the way.
Hollywood Undead and most of the rappers I listen to constantly smoke or sing about smoking weed, and yes, I've never smoked weed in my life.
You've never partook?
Mike. I've
never partaked. I'm already perma-fried, all right? I don't need to add to it.
It's a natural perma-fry.
All right, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's go. Let's move it.
So, my next, I feel like I'm the most pop out of us three. I listen to pop music and all that good jazz. That's why I think I have Queen and this next artist, Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson,
famous
the king
pedophile.
of pop.
Hey, stop it.
I'm kidding.
I
don't want to get into that.
All right, I don't know the ins and outs of that case.
Let him rest.
Well, I do, and it was some scumbag dentist and a bunch of poor Honduran immigrants who are trying to scam him out of money. That's my opinion.
That's what I mean.
Let's not get into the
everywhere I've listened, they don't, or at least my grandma, who followed it, didn't think that it was too true. Anyway, Michael Jackson, King of Pop. Probably the most known song from him would be either "Beat It" or "Billie Jean."
No, Thriller.
Thriller.
Oh, Thriller. Duh.
Thriller stopped the world when it came out.
I'm just saying. I guess I was just thinking of my favorite songs. I wasn't like a huge fan.
No, you're right. They are
a good song, but like
Thriller's more about the video than the song. But
yeah, that's true. But Billie Jean and "Beat It," like my mom would play those nonstop all the time. Like anytime they came on the radio, she'd be like, "Oh, you know this song? You better know this song. If you don't, then something's wrong with you." But yeah, so I grew up listening to country and Michael Jackson, I guess is what I should say.
Strange combination.
Yeah, it is actually a pretty strange combination because he's like the image of pop music.
So,
but go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Like Sunday, like they would release his videos on like Sunday night, and people would just sit around the TV and wait for them to play the videos. Like I wasn't even alive when this happened, but I've heard stories, and I don't think there's any other like band or musician that it's been like people had to like see the new Michael Jackson video.
Well, because a lot of his videos, like Thriller and Smooth Criminal, they were almost like short films in a way.
Yeah, there's the one that he did, and it has like puppets that like Frank Oz or whatever his name is worked on.
Oh yeah, I can't think of it right now, but I know the one you
the
mean.
space one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're thinking of.
Yeah, it's basically
that one has like his sister in it, right? Like, or she cameos in it?
Something like that.
Oh fuck!
I
Now I want
saw
to
it
find it.
so long ago. Yeah, I can't even think of the name of it. We're so bad at this. We're sorry.
But give us your favorite MJ songs, Garrett.
First, I want to. I mean, you two have both listened to Michael Jackson, so I want to get your two favorite Michael Jackson songs.
Smooth Criminal, 100%.
Smooth Criminal.
Hands down, Dirty Diana.
All right, so I've got two. One of them is Smooth Criminal, and the other one is Man in the Mirror. Like, Man in the Mirror, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this is just such a good song. So I listened to it nonstop for like 30 minutes.
I was going to sing it, but I can't sing.
But yeah, Smooth Criminal's great too. You know, a Michael Jackson classic.
Though I prefer the Alien Ant Farm version.
No.
It's just harder. That's why I like it.
You got to listen to Dirty Diana, Garrett, because we were talking about this a couple nights ago, and you said you never heard it. You got to hear that one.
Yeah, I think I did listen to it, and I thought it was good, but it did not sway me of my top two.
Fair enough.
And we shall move on from Michael Jackson, the king of pop.
Into.
May he rest in peace.
Into.
Oh, that was your cue, yes.
Oh, I don't know why I always fuck this up. Okay. For my number 2, I guess I'll go with Tears for Fears. And Tears for Fears, another 80s new wave band, kind of branching out more into synth pop. They really started me getting into 80s music, because I'm not quite old enough to really have grown up with 80s music. It was more 90s music that I grew up with. But somehow, through some chain of events that I don't even quite clearly remember, right around the very late 90s, early 2000s, I started to get into 80s music. And what really turned me on to it was Tears for Fears. I just think they have an amazing sound. It's a great mix of synths and live guitars and
so I just looked
drums.
them up because I wanted to find out what songs it did. Everybody Wants to Rule the World and Mad World.
Yeah.
Was that like the Gary Jules Mad World? Did they do it first?
Yeah, they did it first. Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah,
Those
like
are, two wonderful songs.
Two great songs that have been covered by lots of other people. They also did Shout, another pretty famous song. Pale Shelter is a really good one. Woman in Chains. Just like they kind of define to me like the pure 80s sound. The mix of synth and real instruments. The guy has an amazing fucking voice, Kurt Smith and Roland Orbizal. Both of them are great singers. So yeah, and like you said, Mad World covered by Gary Jules. I like his version too, although I gotta give it to Tears for Fears for the original as being a lot better. Everybody Wants to Rule the World was of course covered by Lorde, and I think that version fucking sucks. She sucked
I think Lorde just isn't that good in general, so.
Well,
I would agree,
she's not relevant anymore.
But she sucked all of the fucking soul out of that song, man. It's so like lifeless and horrible. Listen to the fucking original, please.
Please.
And also listen to Pale Shelter. That was one of their early ones, and it's really great.
I will.
So yeah.
Now that I know that they are Everybody Wants to Rule the World and Mad World people.
Yeah, no man. I'm telling you, yeah. And if you're an '80s fan, like you said, like you would love them.
Love them.
All right.
So, Michael,
All right.
you're number one.
My number one. Like my
Or
last
did his
one.
number one.
Yeah, well, your last one, not necessarily your number one.
Oh,
No, this isn't his last, is
this
it?
is number 4. But I think we're running out of
Oh
time,
yeah,
right?
because you went last. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh. Okay. So, I don't know. I wanted to bring up Death Grips. I wanted to bring up Grimes.
Grimes has one fucking song, Michael.
She has a few.
That she has one song that you like.
That song's so good though, and I'm
It
just
is
like,
good, but like,
Can you really call it your favorite band if you like one song?
no, I'm not saying she's my favorite band. It's just something I want to talk about. Like Death Grips, I don't really like them, but I appreciate them because. Okay,
Well, so
you know
come on.
what?
Is that your number?
You know what?
4
I was
or
gonna
what?
talk about a hardcore band, but fuck it. Let's talk about Death Grips. Death Grips is a band from San Diego, and they're just their genre is called quote unquote noise, and they are a very
It's just
surreal, very experimental band.
I feel like noise genre is just people that play shitty instruments that play
So,
instruments very shittily.
so if you were listening to this band, Mike, and some like old crotchety old asshole walked in and was like, "Ah, what the hell is this noise?" You'd be like, "You are correct, sir. This is noise."
Yes, sure. They're a band that like I would never show anyone because like no one's gonna like them, but they're huge and they're kind of like an internet meme. Like
You
like
wouldn't show them to anyone, and yet you're talking about them on the podcast.
yeah, because like I really they've gotten so popular because but they make really weird music and not a lot of really weird bands or groups or singers make it as big as they do.
All right, all right.
Like there's one song that comes to my head, Get Got, and it's about like it's the main guy, MC Rides, he's singing about how there's the police are chasing him but they're just all in his head. And it's because he's like a gangster or a rapper or some shit. I think. Like I could be wrong, but that's just what I take from it. And it's just really weird and like they use synths and shit, and it's I don't even know how to describe it. I like okay, 2 songs I'm gonna tell you to look up: Guillotine and Get Got, and just listen to them, and like they're fucking weird songs, but you gotta
So,
respect them because they made it.
Wikipedia would classify them as experimental hip hop, electro punk, and industrial hip hop.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of industrial hip hop. This is
yeah.
the first one for me. So,
That's an unusual combination because I'm familiar with industrial music and it sounds like a strange combo.
They're really
well,
weird, and their music videos are fucking weird too. Like they're just such a they're I guess like they're an art band.
well,
Hmm.
That's yeah,
apparently it worked. So,
dude. They're
kudos to them.
it's weird because it's like I don't want to say they're great, but they are great. It's really weird
Why don't you want to say they're great?
because like you're gonna if you go and listen to those 2 songs, I know you're not gonna like them.
All right.
It's like I when I got into ICP for that one summer.
Oh God.
Oh, I remember your ICP phase.
I don't even know. I don't understand it. Like it was just like
Do you
one
have a
summer.
juggalo tattoo?
I like no fuck no. I really like them, and I still like respect them and like them, and like they're good dudes, and you know their following is great. Like they really made it. But I listen to all their music, and I'm like, most of it is trash. There's like one good album.
You pissed in a Fago bottle and power bombed it through a coffee table. There's no excuse for that.
I did not do that. Okay. Moving on, Garrett.
Garrett,
These are
you're
our
you're
last
fine.
picks.
All right, so this is a pretty unknown band, or at least I haven't heard anyone else listens to them. They're called Rival Sons. Um, I don't really know which genre they'd be. I think like I don't know, like some kind of rock, but like a soft rock kind of thing. Blues rock. Blues
Pussy
rock.
rock.
That's what Wikipedia says. Blues rock, and I would wholeheartedly agree with that. Um, it's just four guys. I think they're from California. They
California.
started in 2009. They're
Knows
still
how to
touring
party.
and doing shit together.
Interesting.
But I don't know, their sound, I mean blues rock, it just sounds nice. They're a good
Oh,
band.
were they they were the guys you showed me the other night?
No, I don't think so. I haven't showed I can show you some songs. So like
You showed me
two
a blues
songs.
song, a blues band the other day, and they were really good.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you talk about. This isn't them.
Okay.
Uh so if you listen to two Rival Sun songs, I haven't kept up with them a whole lot, so I don't know the newest album. But my favorite album from them is The Great Western Valkyrie.
Mm.
Weird album name. But anyway, the two songs I would suggest from them are Electric Man, which is the first song on that album, and Where I've Been. They're both just great songs. Where I've Been is kind of more like dark ish, bluesy, depressing kind of sound. But I love that. I love like blues depressing music. That's what I live for. Is that kind of music.
Depressing.
Yes.
You enjoyed being depressed while you listen to music.
It makes my life seem better listening to their stories.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it's like why I like Slipknot. It's like, oh, other people are really like fucked up and sad like me.
Yeah, I
So I
mean,
understand that.
just makes you feel good, knowing
Yeah.
someone else is like that too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
we
moving on.
can
This is
move on to
this is a
Eric.
happy place. This is a happy place. Just
All
gets like
right.
sadder every time I say it.
So for my last one, I'm gonna go with Martha and the Muffins. That's another '80s band.
I was gonna say, what do I do?
Uh,
Nursery rhymes?
no, well, I'll get into
Sounded
the.
like Owl from Winnie the Pooh when you did that.
I
Well,
did.
actually, they're actually from Toronto, mine and Mike's hometown.
Yo,
Nice, nice
represent.
rhymes.
And they actually formed in the late 70s as a punk band. And the reason for the name Martha and the Muffins is at the time, and I guess continuing today, punk bands usually have names like, Ass Raper and Anal Fisher and stuff
So
like
it was
that.
ironic.
It was ironic,
Yeah.
exactly. And their
Which, by the way,
earliest stuff.
punk is fucking amazing. No Effects to Decline is my favorite song ever made.
And their earliest stuff was pretty much just, and the reason I'm bringing this up is the reason why I think this band is so amazing is that they've done so many different styles of music and genres of music through their existence. They started as pretty much just straight up punk. All their earliest stuff is just punk rock. Then they got into the new wave movement in the early 80s. Did their most famous song, Echo Beach, which is a really great song, and straight up new wave. Then they got into stuff like they did a song called Cooling the Medium, which is like new wave mixed with world music. There's like African drumming and shit in it. Then they made a song called Black Stations, White Stations, which is basically like very early dance music. Then they did a song called Song in My Head, which is like middle of the road pop rock. Really great song, but really radio friendly. And then they've also done obscure stuff like Cheesies and Gum and Zoho Oho, which are almost like Boards of Canada stuff, just like really instrumental, kind of down tempo, trippy stuff. Uh, so I think they're really, really underrated. Great new wave band, great '80s sound, but also they did a lot of shit in a lot of different
It
styles.
seems like they just like they didn't like a lot of bands kind of get stuck and they have to play it. Avenged
Right.
Sevenfold finally got to a point where they were popular enough that they were able to make the music that they wanted to make. And it sounds like this band was just kind of like, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Exactly. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, Tears for Fears, for example. They're new wave and synth pop. That's what they do. They do it really well. They're amazing. They didn't move into anything else, and for them, that's okay. But like you say, Martha and the Muffins, they were like, we're going to do whatever is interesting to us at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because a lot of people like cry when bands change their sound, but it's like people
Right.
go through different things. People grow up and get in
That
and out of music. Like some,
Right.
Just like character development, it's just band development.
yeah,
Exactly. And I think maybe that was might have been one of the reasons why they never became one of the more successful 80s bands, because they kept changing shit.
yeah.
And you're right. It seems like a lot of people don't like that. They don't like when their bands experiment with different things.
Oh, people get pissed.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you really blame people for like following this band because they liked what they did and then like doing a 180, and not following
Yeah.
them
The
anymore?
only band I
I get it, but
really was
Go on.
upset because they changed their sound was Asking Alexandria, which like their first two albums are like so good, and then they just like became like they were like screamo, but they had like dance within their music, but then they just kind of became like generic metal and like just don't like it. Stop
Just
following.
just don't.
Down.
Just stop
Stop. Okay, so anyway, so my last thing, because we're really running out of time, really quickly is I don't know who makes it or if it's one guy, if it's a team or whatever, but you can find them on YouTube or SoundCloud. They're called Team Teamwork, and what they do is they take the music from a video game and the audio from like a rap or a pop song and they'll put it together. And it's just a lot of it is really fucking good. Like my favorite one is they took um, the City of Ancients from Final Fantasy VII and they
Nice.
combined it with Save Me Dear by Ghostface Killah.
So they do mashups.
Yeah. And that song is amazing. Is it Ghostface Killah?
As he types.
Yes,
to
yes,
dead
it
air in
is.
the
I was
podcast.
right. I was correct. I thought he was either Ghostface Killah or that other guy that I can't fucking think of his name. I can never think about shit on the fucking fly like this. It kills me.
You're so bad at this thing.
I'm usually good at it, and I was fucking up a bunch tonight, so don't feel too bad.
God, who's the guy in the movie with Jack Black in the Please Be Kind Rewind? Who's the rapper in that?
Most Def?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I get those two mixed up for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes.
Anyways, Teamwork is amazing. They did a full album for the music from Final Fantasy VII. They did one for not every single song, but they did a full album, and then they did one for Ocarina of Time, which is really good. They've done they've done a lot of stuff. It's just really interesting and it's really good. Of all like the video game mashups I've seen, like they're the best.
All right.
So with that, that's the episode.
Well,
Is
I would
that
say.
though? Are we really done, guys?
Well, I
would
want to
say
get back
to
to
our viewers-
questing in Stormblood. So
Woohoo! Final Fantasy 14.
yeah, boy.
I would say to our viewers, listen to some of the songs that we've recommended throughout this podcast, and drop us a line in the comments and tell us if there's any of them you liked.
Yeah.
We'll also put all the bands in the comments or in the comment section of this
In the
The
description.
video.
description.
Yeah, description.
all-
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
You know what? In the description, we'll put the bands and we'll put the songs we mentioned too. We might as well.
Man, that's
Yeah.
so much work.
That's
for
that's some easy
Michael.
copy and paste, Mike. You can do it.
Come on, Mike.
Also,
Jeez.
let us know what your favorite band is in the comments
Yeah,
as well.
you guys have opinions too.
We want to hear your
And they
opinions.
matter.
Sometimes we forget to ask you questions, so you should just answer your own questions. Okay, good night. Or good
See
morning.
you guys.
Have a good day.